All meeting order. 6 p.m. On time.
Roll call, Mike Knoll,
President.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Here.
Anthony Campbell, Stacy Oakham, here, Trevor Warren,
Here.
Mary Wiles, here, 5-0, we have a quorum.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Does anybody want to do a vacation? Gina, did you say we need to add something?
I couldn't hear
We
you.
need to add something to the agenda.
It's the resolution, but it's on there.
Was it on what we,
No, it was not on the roll.
so we'll just add the resolution on there, and that's what we need to change on. A motion to adopt the agenda with the changes.
I'll make a motion to adopt the agenda with the changes.
I'll second. Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Stacy Oakham, yes, Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wiles, yes, pass 5-0.
Next up would be ratify February 2023 bills. If you guys have any questions, concerns, you should have got those in email or emails. Sorry, my voice is going away, so I'll try to be reserved.
So since we have 2 days left in February, they'll just be added in March.
I just tried, I didn't want to meet this, I didn't want to meet today and turn around Monday and meet again, so.
We'll do a revised one for February when we have the next meeting with all. But because by then I'm.
We can add additional whatever you guys say, so.
Yeah, you can check it, see if you just add the 2 days in February and March. You can't.
No.
You can't?
No.
Okay.
I can't do the bank reconcile that way.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
If you're looking at the new one, we printed it today and it has everything today, so tomorrow will be the only day. Yeah. And we shouldn't have much of that.
So you got the radios in, or yeah? Are they working or no, or yes, or?
Yes, we have.
Okay.
That works great.
Oh, good. Yeah, I see they came in.
Does the fire extinguisher maintenance go anywhere but
It was entire.
is it, you just got to build that separately? Whatever, maybe the fire extinguisher, the chemical, you
Yes.
just got to build that each. I just saw the,
It was higher this year because some of them were expired and they required,
no, so it's 1 or 2, there's like 300 versus.
well, at first I honestly, I was like, about crap myself because I seen how high it was. And it's 3 times what it normally is, but when we called them, that was the explanation we got, so.
It looks like they've got one higher now. It's like a 400 plus of 21.
On the motion to ratify the resolution.
I'll make a motion to ratify the bills for February.
I'll second.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Stacy Oakham,
Yes.
Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wells,
Yes.
passed 5-0.
Next up would be approved minutes of February 6th meeting, 2023. Let me know if you guys have any questions, corrections, or change on there.
I'd like to make an update on the bank. Whenever Bank of Missouri closed over here, we didn't have a virtual or a scanner in our house, and we now do. So we may not need that Maris County Bank because she can actually just scan her checks.
Oh, wow.
And it's not going to be such an issue.
We just take cash up there.
Yes, and we just take cash up to the bank, which was,
It doesn't make anything.
Everyone's staying outside. We'll try it and see what the collector thinks out there in a month or two if it's working. But it seems to be working good now. I don't think
So far, it's
it's
not
response. So.
She's do something different from me. So we just leave this, and then we can, if we decide to ultimately we're not going to pursue that, then we'll just
we'll have, yeah.
document in those minutes that we're not.
Surely by next meeting we'll have a understanding of the ordinance and we'll just go back to it. May you make a note so we.
Because we don't just want to leave it out there. No.
And once these are signed, I'll give it, Bank of Missouri and Maris County will have to have new signature cards because Barb's on all banks. But they won't do it without the minutes approved.
I'll make a motion to approve the February 6th minutes.
I'll second.
Wesley Wilhelm,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Stacy Oakham,
Yes.
Trevor Warren,
Yes.
Mary Wells,
Yes.
passed 5-0.
Next up would be Mr. Jeff Medows.
Good evening. In our previous conversations, we've discussed funding options for the wastewater treatment facility work. Of course, our hope is to be able to access Missouri State Revolving Fund, low interest loan, also allow us to be eligible for associated grants with that program as well. Of course, that also requires the passage of the revenue bond issue, which is on the ballot. So what we have on the agenda this evening would just be the resolution authorizing the mayor to sign that application, which is due on Wednesday. Deanna and I have been working together, gathering information and putting the application together. I think we're there, so this is the final step to be able to submit that application then.
Is it this, the MDNR? Is that one?
Yeah, it's the resolution, for clean water state revolving fund.
So Mike on there under the authorized representative.
Number 2, Mike's next to home.
Oh, my God.
It's a pretty hard name to spell.
I'm very sorry there. I will do that just right now. Oh, we don't?
I mean, W is next to E, so.
It's close.
Excuse me.
Just a strike away.
I mean, the right answer is.
I'll make sure it's good. I'll make sure it's
You guys have any more questions?
It's part of the day.
I don't think so.
Next up would be the resolution.
Read it. For a second.
Yeah, we'll have to.
You don't have to read it.
the resolution. Yeah.
I forget about it. Remember the resolutions, the old resolutions.
I will make a motion to adopt resolution 2023-010.
I'll second.
Leslie Wilson,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Stacy Oaken,
Yes.
Trevor Warner,
Yes.
Mary Wiles,
Yes.
passed 5-0.
I was really interested. Just so we're all clear. Thank you.
Anything else for me?
No, sir. All right, thanks, Joe.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody wants a copy of this, I'll make a copy and just have it. Business license. We have one for TG Construction and Hartley's Climate Control LLC. Anybody want to see them? TG Great Service.
By the way, there was a phone call made about the business license. I talked to Pat about it and everything, but it was handled perfectly. I mean, they were calling complaining, but the way they made it sound, the police came in, was, strong arming for a business license, but little did we know Pat addressed it twice before. So, I got a phone call right before I got here, so I just talked to Pat about it, it's all.
They've been at that address more than twice.
And to be honest with you, that particular company has been addressed probably throughout the years since I've been around,
Really?
6 to 8 times.
Really?
Yeah. So,
They're so big, and I'm sure those guys do not care. It's John and Erica, they're gonna be the ones. The rest of them are really, we'll get it, and then we'll just peel it out.
let me know, basically, if you're doing business in a town, you have that.
Yeah, no, that's,
Pretty simple.
I thought it was handled right.
So we sent out about 50 letters and got 10 responses on people that had a license last year that don't this year. So, I don't know what else to do.
So after the end of this month, we'll start accruing the fees.
Fees, that's
Especially with the operating business, then that's probably time. If we are made contact with them, that may be time. We'll try to make contact with them one more time, but after that, that's when we're probably gonna have to have the officers involved, so.
Okay,
That's how I foresee it, so.
right.
I mean, at this point, they've received 2 letters, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah,
They've received 2 letters to their business address. We'll make contact with them verbally, and then after that, it's,
okay.
we're handling more fair than most things out there. If I'm doing business in some of these surrounding cities without a business license, it's immediate.
Yeah, if you have any question, go to Sullivan. On how radical it can get.
Yeah, I'll need a motion to approve.
Make a motion to accept the business license.
I'll second.
Leslie Wilson,
Yes.
Anthony Campbell,
Yes.
Stacy Oaken,
Yes.
Trevor Warner,
Yes.
Mary Wiles,
Yes.
passed 5-0.
Next up would be, we set a day and time for budget workshop. Do you guys want to do middle of the week? You want to do?
Wasn't spring break coming up?
She's got
It's 17, so are they leaving the week? That would be a good week.
Would that be a good week for you?
I know.
You're talking about April?
I'm talking about March.
We can do like March 13th or something, like Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday. Monday's a part for us.
I'm fine with that.
So let's do 14th, you want to do 6:30?
City Courts, the 14th. I've already got that in my calendar.
I was going to
You go to that.
16th,
You go to that.
Thursday, the 16th.
Yeah, let's do 16th.
Okay.
6:16 at 6 or 6:30, guys?
6:30.
Yeah. Just.
Okay, I'm gonna get
Just for each other.
6:30, is it?
Yes. Next up would be the recreational trail program grant. You got any update on that, Kelly?
We did get that submitted, and everything looks good. We did have to revise a little bit of what Archer-Elgin sent in, as far as the part that comes from the surveying and all that, but everything came together good and we got it submitted, so now we'll wait and see if we get approved.
Do you want to mention about the building that we're gonna?
I think we had already talked about that.
Yeah, I seen is that the container?
Yes, the container we're at. No matter if we get approved or not, the plan is to tear down that building that's dilapidated. So hopefully, the idea is no matter what, even if we get approved for the trail grant or not, I'd like to tear that down. Part of it, then we'll move everything over to a storage container next to the maintenance shed. It'd be easier access and it'd be watertight. Maybe then we can talk about potentially making that a full court basketball court for the kids. I thought that'd be a good idea right there. I mean, it's every time I'm past there, there's always kids playing. So.
And somebody said they had went by and there were kids on top of that building, so.
Yes, I've seen that too. So.
It would probably help.
Yes, wouldn't take too much.
So it's probably.
You know, sure when it comes to that time, we can talk to somewhere who've got enough concrete contractors, we should probably get some of the donated or work something out where we pay for materials that they labor or volunteer labor or something, so. Library update, I think Lacey's moving from one house to another, so she's not here. Do you have an update?
I do. She has set up a Scholastic Book Fair to be hosted at the library in mid-July. This will help raise funds for the library to fill it with more materials, but will be at a time of year so that it will not interfere or compete with the school fair. Scholastic allows you to earn more funds through them if you use them for Scholastic dollars to be spent on the materials. They're set as great quality, so we're planning with what funds. So that's our plan with the funds that are raised by the fair. She's finished and submitted both of the grants with the large print and nonfiction expansion in remote library service. And Lizzie, the new assistant, is doing well and the patrons love her.
It says cameras on here. Did she say anything about that?
About
There's cameras on
There's
here.
solar cameras, we approved that a long time ago, there's solar cameras.
I didn't know if she had something or something.
We purchased libraries to replace the ones that were stolen.
Okay.
And our new IT guy is going to be installing them this coming Monday.
We did order, which will be, I think, beneficial to us, probably the police more than us, is we ordered 2 PTZ cameras for that. So I don't know.
Outside.
Yeah, so one will be pointed towards the park, the other would be the street parking lot. So what that basically does, it picks up motion. So if somebody's walking by the camera and tell them to do it.
And then it goes to a separate hard drive, that's what we decided, right?
Yeah, and I hope somehow, I think with the system we chose, we got an IT guy, it'll be able to have remote access too, so they'll be able to go on to it.
Okay, good, that's what I was wondering. We're looking forward to install the hard drive.
Yeah, that's one of those.
Right. Yeah.
We can continue to see what our kind of is.
Yeah, go ahead with that.
Please update.
As I said earlier, we got our radios in. They're working good. We had a car that had new tires put on it, so I know my budget there is about shot. We had some unexpected costs with my car. The police department trying to take care of things, so we got to fix them as they break. No excuse on that or anything, but I mean, our streets are horrible up there. We have potholes and it's causing issues. And I'm sure it's causing issues in your other vehicles as well. I ordered the ballistic panels, they should be in tomorrow. Unfortunately, I waited as long as I could, Trevor, but so I went ahead and looked at Safe Flight. They are certified, 5-year warranty, stab, bulletproof, all that. So they should be in tomorrow, according to the tracking. But with the weather and everything, they're paid lately, we'll see what happens.
So we decided we have the carriers, we just didn't have the plates.
Right, and they were actually approved to be bought prior, but for some reason the ball got dropped and never got ordered.
Okay, but we had the carriers.
Yes, we got the carriers are new.
Yeah, just to clarify, for some reason, I think there was miscommunication with the prior,
Right.
that we were under the impression that we had carriers on the fleet.
Right.
That was out of juice, so.
Yeah, we thought it was all, even the officers that were down there thought it was the whole package, not just the carriers, but at that time it was someone else, not me. I know that there's a lot of negativity out there, Facebook world and everything. We put out what happens, and it takes everybody, it takes us as the police department, it takes every one of you, every one of the citizens to help us, to help them. Things don't happen quickly, unfortunately. We try, we do our job, we do our reports, we send it up. Once at that point, it's out of our hands. I understand some of the reports. You guys gotta understand it's not against law to walk around. Until they commit a crime, there's nothing that we can really do except talk to them, ask them why they're there. Send them on their way, but again, at the end of the thing, it's not against law to walk around the street. Even though we know you gotta have proof. I can't send stuff up to the prosecutors without proof, without evidence. And when they can say, what are you doing? I'm sorry, we're trying our best. We have improved. We've had 276 calls for a month. We had 2 unconscionable responses, which both of those were fatalities, and they were natural causes. They weren't, that had nothing to do with drugs. We had 1 overdose, and that wasn't even actually ours. We responded for county, it was up there at D and 28. No man decided to OD while he was driving. On suicide attempt, which again, that was a county assist across from gas station. No lady was having a bad night. We sent 2 juvenile referrals up to the office. We've had 12 subject stops. That's our guys walking around the streets late at night. 18 suspicious activity calls. That's what we go to. 11 nuisance papers were served. We had 8 alarm calls.
Was that all at the school?
What's that?
All the alarm calls?
All of them at school. And basically those were coaches going up with teachers or stuff, and they forget to turn the alarm off, so we get called up there. We had 3 warrant arrests. We had 6 requests for charges that the department sent up. We got 2 so far. They filed on 2. We're waiting disposition on the others. We had 1 alleged child abuse, which that turns out to be Phelps County case, it's not ours. 2 stolen vehicles, both vehicles been recovered, and the individual has been charged. To our office, to the prosecutors, what they do, I have no idea yet. And 9 will be rejects. Of course, we had my pursuit, which was Mr. Anthony Russell, which charges has been filed on him and is in the system.
Have they picked him up yet?
What's that?
Have they picked him up yet?
Not that I know of. Somebody told me he's probably down around Green County, running with one of his associates down there, so he's down there, they'll end up picking him up down there probably, so fingers crossed we'll get him in custody soon. Like I said when I started, we're working hard, trying to improve the community and make it safer for everybody.
So there was no burglary calls this month? I feel like that's because we're making contact with people walking around with backpacks.
It's not. That's because the person that we believe was doing it was arrested on an out-of-county warrant.
All of them? He did all of them?
Mm-hmm.
You think he did all of them?
I think he did one to call in question. I mean, there's a couple that's still under investigation. Casey that's still under investigation. I mean, we can have all the video we want, but if you can't identify them,
Right.
it's an investigation. Keep going until somebody steps up and says something. And that's what we're waiting on. It's not that we're not doing nothing, or that we're lazy, or we're not trained in this. We have steps to follow, and we have a procedure we have to do. If not, the position that I've been asked to fill until either permanent place or whatever, I have to answer for that. They call me.
There a question though, just how many of our earlier cases have ever been in the daytime?
I would probably say about 3 or 4. I'd have to go back and look, Mike. But that individual's actually serving time right now.
I understand that, but I would think to differ that the night officers and making sure that everybody's doing what they should be doing is playing a role in that. I would say that's reduced it.
Absolutely.
When your mindset gets really,
I think as you say that though, make sure that we're not getting robbed during the daytime. They're getting robbed at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning as they're walking around, and that's the same thing that a lot of council has problems with. So I don't want you to miss that. And
That's it. One officer on, like I said, can't be everywhere, they can't be everywhere. I've been coming in, I have officers that have to leave because they've got another job that they have to, it's a primary job. I've been coming in at 1 in the morning and covering, trying to go home at 6 when my other daytime officer comes in, get a couple hours sleep and come back in at 8. And put another 12-hour day, and then possibly even more at night. My time sheets are so, it's not that I'm just making time up and just writing it down. We're working, and we're trying.
I don't think it needs to go personal there. And like I said, I just think that the night officers are doing by checking the backpackers or whatever we're going to call them at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. I think it's playing more of an effect than you would maybe see.
when their mindset goes off of whatever fix they're trying to get, and they're worried about the police, it's an inconvenience. And so any pressure that we can put on the ones that we know that are walking around or that are up to no good, because, I mean, honestly, and everybody in here, who's walking around the town at 3 in the morning with a backpack on? So when you go and you confront them, just simple stop and talk will put their mindset on the police rather than snagging something to go sell for drugs. And I mean, I hats off to you. That's the reason why I was asking. I mean, that was a kudos for sure, because if we do stop and talks, you know, and we're making contact with them, then they're like, okay, the police is stepping it up, and we're not going to steal it because he's watching me. Because they're paranoid to begin with.
Here we are.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
There was 12 subject, stop, you know, and that's what I'm saying. We gotta be careful. You know, we got the 4th Amendment, the 14th.
Yeah, I get it.
We gotta make
Talking
sure,
to is not searching.
we gotta make sure we're into that.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
I don't think it makes a question your motives either.
What's
Yeah,
that?
no.
I don't think it makes a question your motives, that you're not trying to do.
You're taking it personal there, but don't take it
No,
personal.
I'm
This
trying to explain it. We are, and we're trying to figure out how to get into those backpacks to find out if they have burglaries. And I'm not trying to be defensive. To be honest with you, sometimes I feel like I have to be because everybody blames me for what's happening out on the street. Like I said, with what I have, I'm doing the best that I can. And I will continue to do that until I'm told I'm not.
I think sometimes responding to the criticism can sometimes make you look like you're being defensive, that you're trying to make excuses, and sometimes just ignore the criticism.
It's a legitimate kudos for me. I'm telling you, if you stop and talk to these guys, it's going to pressure them to do the right thing because they think the cops are watching, especially if they're spun out because they're paranoid.
Absolutely.
You know, so just a simple, hey, what are you up to? You know, and if they even tell you to get lost, in other words, who cares? At least they know you're watching.
Right. Our gentleman, I think, was stationed over at the farm. We cited him today, 2 citations, and asked him why they leave.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
if he actually left or not, I'm not, I know I stopped him again because I just had a feeling he was still over there. And I told my officer to check this area, sure enough. So, and
I mean, the morning, I mean, if you stop them, they're gonna go somewhere else. So, I mean, the more you
well,
stop.
It just makes them uncomfortable that people are actually paying attention.
right, and like I said, that's what we are doing, and we're actually trying to come up with, like I said, with a plan to actually get into the backpacks to find out where the burglary tools are, maybe stolen property, drugs, you know, that's our game plan, that's our motive, that's what we're trying
That's where
to.
that sweet talking comes in.
It does sometimes, and sometimes, no matter how much.
Oh, I get it. I've been told to fly a kite more than once. I get it, 100%. But it's that sweet talk.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'd also like to say, if you guys have any concerns or questions, please feel free to contact the local PD. I mean, you guys don't have to call Mike every time that something seems to be off. Give us a call. Give us a chance to explain first. I mean, that's what I'm asking. Other than that, I have nothing else.
Keep the pressure on.
Yeah, keep the pressure, yeah.
We're trying.
We can cry.
Just make it uncomfortable.
That's fun.
You know, maybe some other town would be better.
Maybe.
Just tell them, Carver don't have to.
Well, once you understand, once you not just for decades. Guess what? It's still happening today.
Hey, Raw has a little shelter.
Yeah. The good problem.
Trust me, I have, say, Raw's got a good one. They just don't seem to want to go.
Hey, other counties literally buy bus tickets to have them dropped off in Raleigh. That really happens.
We probably.
I hear about it all the time.
Service.
I'm just saying the last one took 1-2 Rollins, she ended up back in town.
Oh, yeah, they'll come back.
All right, let's go on seriously there. Mr. Reagan, it's your time to shine.
I don't really have anything. We have culverts coming in tomorrow to widen East Country Club where it meets North Elm. So later this week we'll get that corner fixed.
That'll fix that horrific
Yeah.
What about your skid steer?
bike Mary's house.
It's,
Did it sell?
Well, hopefully because
not so good with it.
The skid steer?
there's a lot of commercial equipment.
That's all I've got really with it.
When can you get cold patch and sharp on that?
And then they start mixing it.
Should be, I can tell you, Trevor, it should be the 15th of March, somewhere around there. That's when they're gonna start, that's when they're telling people they're gonna start back up. So I would say at first they're gonna produce hot, somewhere between there, and they'll start producing cold. So I would say maybe by the end of March.
So I start sending Pat my list of topics.
Yes.
Sure he knows about it.
They're all over.
Jarvis, when you gotta talk to, he's gonna break your cars.
So there's a 4-bedroom up by the daycare.
There's some deep holes.
That is a fact.
Maybe like a special spot on the website. Like reporting on it.
Several of the companies have got
Turn your notifications off.
We'll make a big Facebook post with your personal cell phone.
Do what?
Make a big Facebook post with your personal cell phone on that, just how it's actually.
I don't care about that.
Mr. Ball, thank you for coming out. Do you have anything to say, or?
I do not.
Thank you, Stacey, we appreciate you coming out.
Actually, Mayor, I do, are you all familiar with the DCA? The
Yes.
Dixon Community Alliance?
Yes.
I'm helping them out, I'm working with them as well. They're doing some great things over there, I think, for this city.
Good.
So as much support as they can get from the city, to make their, to making money to fill up the pantry and things like that. They've got some people over there that really want to do good for Dixon.
Don't they have a car show coming up?
I'm sorry.
Are they the ones with the car show coming up?
Yes, March 18th.
Does anybody else have anything? You do?
We have a few trainings and different things that we've been getting. They have a SEMA meeting that's going to be March 9th from 9 to 11. It's a hybrid meeting, in person or online. I've got details of that meeting here if anyone wants to see it. There is a Missouri Municipal League meeting for elected officials that is June 8th and 9th in Columbia. That information is here also. And then there's a MRWA, Missouri Rural Water Association. The annual business meeting is Thursday, March 9th in St. Charles, Missouri. And also, Deanna's been working with Pulaski County Abstract, and we've been getting several of the property deeds and things in order.
We're doing a title search on all property owned by the city. Make sure we're all, up to speed, whatever.
The reason that was brought to light is last time we went to apply for this grant, the park had been transferred so long ago by the railroad that we had an idea on the file. So as we move forward with more grants, it's a requirement, we just make sure we have our reps in there. Yes. Anything else?
Is there something I can say, but I'd like to do this before the closed session with limited audience? That's all right? I have a question.
You could say it in closed session if you want to,
Okay.
or you'd say that we don't have like a.
Well, I didn't know how many allowed to be invited in the closed session or not.
Could be either or.
Yeah, you, more than one.
Very well.
I need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session. Until we can.
I'll second it. Wesley Waltham?
Yes.
Anthony Campbell?
Yes.
Stacy Alcorn? Yes. Trevor Arnold?
Yes.
Mary Wild? Yes.
You just seen it.
6:35.
I know. Hanging in for a while.